There we go. So, let me, as always, do a quick little sound check. I'm just waiting for my own voice to come in. I think that's probably about good. Right about there. Alright. Oh cool. Let's see how... Yeah, okay. So let's see what we're gonna do today. So, last time, I got bots. It was a good day. Even the loading screenshot there was just a picture of my bots. So, I don't even know exactly where I want to go to because I've been so laser focused on this for so long. Funny enough, watching the stream back to add timestamps and all, I happened to notice something kind of funny that I did, which is literally right next to each other. I have two different things making brass gears. I probably don't want that, so I think I will be finding something else for this machine to be. I don't even necessarily really care what it becomes. I just want it to be something. You can be seafloor pumps, sure. I need those on occasion. And then I'll just, pop the brass out of there. Oh no, okay, it still wants the brass. Alright, well, it'll sort itself out then. Oh no, it was, brass, not aluminum. Why is my potato running so slow? The age-old question. Nobody really knows. Okay, so probably what I want to work on mostly today is trying to figure out how I can get production improvements going, because I have science set up now, but that doesn't really mean it's running. Like, if I come down here, all the belts are full and it looks pretty and all, but they're full, not moving. And that is a problem. Like, I literally have a belt full of flying robot frames. When's the last time you saw that? Better catch it, yeah. Okay, and it is still just brass, which is kind of what I expected, so I think I'm going to be just focusing down brass. So yeah, definitely seems like a zinc issue, which is what I figured, but I just had to go and double check. Like, it's just not really coming in. And right now, what is the issue? Power? Power doesn't make any sense. What do you mean, power? I see the problem. Okay, even still, this is over 500 degrees. It should... So this is actually working correctly. The temperature is just high. Yeah, these should be running. Okay, so these guys are well below temperature. All these guys are hogging all of it, okay. It says you have a max consumption of 10.8 megawatts per. Well, like, yeah, wait, what? So with this running with a neighbor bonus, that would be just over 100, another just over 100 down here, that should be 200. Each of these take just over 10, so that should be about 20 of them. Unfortunately, that's going to give me all these blueprinted ones in here, but even not counting them, that means I should be running down to here, where my temperature is already way below the threshold. How curious. I've mentioned before that the heat mechanics in Factorio have always eluded me, so this is not anything terribly shocking to me that I've somehow built this in a way that doesn't work. But it does mean I'm gonna have a hard time figuring out why it doesn't work. Also, is power okay now? Okay, power's wonderful now. We're charging the accumulators, everyone's all cool. Yeah, how far is it down here? Not very. Not very, okay. What I might do then is I'll probably just come in here where I do my temperature check, and my insertion logic right now is tied to 500 degrees. I have a 55-ish long heat pipe, and it is dropping off hard by the end, yeah. I mean, I know there is, it's not that much different than a belt, in theory, because heat flows straight from the heat source outward into the heat pipe, and everything that tries to take heat off does so in order. So, there should, in theory, if this is 600 degrees, be 600 degrees of heat here, and here, and here, but then this will take 10, and then that's 590, 590, and then 580, 580, 580, and so on down the line. It's just a lot of the times I find it doesn't quite work that way. Like right now my reactor's running, but the heat here is going down, so... yeah, this guy isn't even running. It is a bit different though, as it doesn't heat the end as fast as the beginning. Yeah, there is definitely some lag. As in, like, you know, not game lag, but like, you know what I mean. Yeah, I thought 500 would be fine since these guys kick on at 465. These max out at 1,000. How much energy does a single fuel cell grant again? 2 gigajoules. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I will have this one set to 600. Maybe even... yeah, let's say 600 for now. And I believe this one runs off the same signal. I want to make sure. Hold on. You are temperature checked somewhere, right? Like, I know you have to be, but where is the temperature? There you are. Okay, so green check mark is my temperature. Yeah, okay. And then that just sets the filter, okay. Had to make sure I understood my own circuit logic here, but yeah, so these guys will now kick on at 600 instead. Let's see if that makes any difference. Side note, I did what I said. I made a nuclear plant with water fed from bores. Getting lag without anything running. That sounds unusual. Do you have anything else open by any chance? I don't know. That's just, Factorio usually runs on just about anything. Yeah, we'll just see if I continue having power issues, and if I do, then I'll, figure something out. Speaking of issues, let's come back up here to zinc. And these guys should be running now. Let me just watch for a second and take a sip of water. So it's definitely crystal catalyst at this point that we're low on. Which is low because crystal slurry is low. And it is indeed empty. Is this setup running? This one. No, which means sulfuric acid must be low. Okay, so really the zinc problem, you can trace it all the way back to being a sulfuric acid problem. Sulfuric acid has been a problem for a while. Let's see if I can finally do something about it. I have to find it first. Okay, these guys. You're almost running, but even still not like full uptime running because of sulfur dioxide, so I do just need more sulfur dioxide. Yeah, like, don't really see anything else to be done about it. How's this doing? This is back up. This was down to like 10k before, so we have increased our sulfur production at least. I think I'll just copy this. There is pipe in the way. Can I... There's not a lot of room in here to get pipes. Might have to do something kinda ugly. Let me let this pass first. Oh, there we go. And now... is this a full length? It is. So let's just come down here. Put this in place, and that'll reconnect. That way I'm not interrupting the flow of gas. Wonder what this is supposed to be. Okay, wastewater, that's fine. Perfectly fine. Oh, come on, guys. You got this. Oh, there they come. Okay. So, since they are on the way, I'll go ahead and deconstruct this. And then I'll just go ahead and copy this whole thing. This one also is in the way. Okay. You just also get to come down here then. Enjoy. There. Yeah, if I need to do it again, I have to move around the oxygen pipe, but fortunately this actually takes oxygen through the middle, so that wouldn't be too bad. But, you know, let's stop at casually doubling and just see if that gets me anywhere. Power's connected, everything's cool. Looking at the pipes. Pipes should be good. Actually, pipes are not good. And power is in the way. Okay. Okay. You just get to move up one. There we are. That should be good. Yes. Okay, so that's all cool. Oxygen will be a second, but that'll be cool once it's placed. Power's good. Okay. I can only assume that will definitely be enough for these guys. Yeah, these produce 90 a second. So with 8 of them, that's going to be 720 a second. These do take 120 apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, that is just over 700, but we do have these guys down here also, so that should be the remainder, certainly. I would hope so. We'll find out. I honestly kind of want to make even more sulfuric acid, because sulfuric acid has been such a pain point. Also, I guess I still have to make those, being that we don't have the brass to make more machines. But we don't have the brass because we don't have sulfuric acid, funny enough. Also, this guy wants literally 1 ceramic filter. Let me see if I can help with that by requesting literally 1 alumina. And 1 filter. No one? Seriously. Okay, when can I get better bots? Okay, I guess while I'm standing here, I will look at recipes, see what else I still need to do. Oh, there's the alumina. There's the ceramic. And there we go. Let's go have fun. Okay. I'm going to try and force a shipment of brass with just however much I happen to have on me at the moment. You have anything. You are literally empty. Okay, well, I sent some more in here. You have fun. Do I personally have brass? Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I have about 200. So is there anything important in here that I would like to have? Probably the liquefiers. Liquefiers would be cool, but don't you just take brass? You take brass pipe anyway, so it wouldn't even make me any good to make you. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of contemplating putting my own brass in the machines, but maybe I should hold on to that, because apparently I'm still gonna need it for a while. Fortunately, brass processing does actually give us some of the sulfuric acid back. So, the funny thing is, getting more brass will actually allow us to take some of the pressure off of sulfuric acid also. In fact, if sulfuric acid is such a problem, I probably never want to be venting the sulfur gas unless I'm like really, really sure that I want to be venting the sulfur gas. So I might even put a tank down here. I believe there is another place like that as well. Yes, right here. So here's a sulfur loading. And let me get a tank to hold this intermediate right here. Yeah, right there. Just because I don't actually know how quickly we make the purified water, it should always be enough. Like, don't get me wrong, it should. But if for whatever reason, I certainly don't want to be throwing away the sulfur dioxide, so allow me to be just a little paranoid for a minute. Oh, look at that. This is brass, actually. So zinc is actually full. I've been focused on zinc, but we actually have zinc now. What are we missing? Copper this time, okay. Okay. Hold on, where is copper? There we are. What's going on, copper? What's good? Okay, you're flowing. You're doing a-okay. You even take sulfuric acid also, so maybe that's part of the problem, is that's a sulfuric acid kind of double whammy right there. Does look like I'm mostly getting by on the inefficient recipe, which I've deliberately underbuilt. Okay. So yeah, all of my problems are sulfuric acid. Let me just dive into chemicals for a second and see if there's a better way I could be making sulfuric acid. Like, can I supplement all of this somehow? And let me get those liquefiers in. I literally can't. I don't have concrete brick. Okay. Has the concrete train not made the rounds in a while? Is that up here, I think? Okay, concrete, what's going on? The pumps are backwards, yay. It must have been built that one day that I kept placing loading or unloading stations backwards. Okay, well that's gonna take care of that problem. Still, it's not like this is full. We don't have a massive amount of concrete or anything. But they are running. Not like crazy good, but they are. Why aren't you running? Because you have 2 long arms. Of course you do. Okay, now you're running. Good. Are these guys running? No, because there is not enough. That's odd. Maybe this guy just can't output fast enough, so let's do this. And just see if that helps at all. I don't know why it would, because you're staying empty. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I actually wanted to make sure I don't rely on this being a half build anywhere, but no, that's all fine. Getting a load of buffering today, don't know if it's my end or not. Yeah, my internet might just be being weird, that's not totally impossible. I, could play around with the... Let me actually just see if there's anything I can do about that while I'm already live. I'm just looking through settings, see if there's anything I can toggle on. Doesn't really look like it. Funny. Yeah, I can look at something from YouTube and say, yeah, the stream health is low. Yeah, stream health shows low, but then it also doesn't provide me any tools to do anything about it, which is real cool. I can't increase delay or anything. Huh. Weird. Yeah, weird. If it gets real bad, do let me know, and I can literally just restart stream with more delay on it. In the meantime, like I said, I keep looking around, looking at different things. I do want to kind of hard focus sulfuric acid right now. Sulfuric acid seems to be like my big Achilles heel right now. So let me just shove my face in the chemical area, find my sulfuric acid production. And is there any better way to get sulfur dioxide? Okay. Puffers give sulfur dioxide. Oh no, they take sulfur dioxide. Never mind. Lead production. I guess I could just make more lead. Just out of curiosity, does anything else make sulfur dioxide? No, literally only that. Okay. Or calcium sulfate. Okay, so those are the only sources, then, other than the classic sulfur recipe. Just curious. Yeah, only, sulfur only comes from sulfuric wastewater and sulfur synthesis, and that hydrogen sulfide. Yeah. Okay, those are higher tech things that are outside of our scope. I could turn coal into hydrogen sulfide. Already using this one. And that again takes sulfuric wastewater, so... Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of already producing as much sulfur as I can, and it doesn't seem like actual sulfur itself is the problem, because I do have... Classic timing. My internet might just be... Well, like I said, if it gets real bad, do let me know, and I can literally just restart with restart the stream with different latency settings, and hopefully that should take care of it. I'm going to make this a, do I want storage or, let's just say provider. Not that one. That one. I'm gonna make that a provider chest for sulfur, so that I'm not so restricted on where I can go. Perfect streaming platform. I will take every opportunity to throw shade at YouTube, don't get me wrong, but I do believe this one is probably my fault, or at least my internet provider's fault. I've been having some weird internet issues the last day or two. I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna drink my coffee while it's still hot, so give me just a moment. There we are. We'll go ahead and upgrade this guy. How much can you handle? That's, right about the same, actually. So these guys are probably perfectly in sync. It's you who can handle way more somehow. Now, I don't know how this is possibly backlogged on this line, but it does seem to be. So, you know what? You just get an upgrade. There you go. And there we go. Okay. Anyway, I have to find something I can do. For example, all this area right in here. Oh, this is not right. How is there copper? This is not right at all. Okay, it seems to be right down... Excuse me. Seems to be right down here. Let me just make sure I have a proper merge on this, wherever it is that it comes in. Oh, also, all my coal is just about gone. Okay, it is a proper merge down there, so I have no idea how I wound up with copper on both sides of the belt. It is something that I need to go clean up, of course. I just kind of hoped that it, you know, I wanted to make sure there was not a bigger problem somewhere. So I guess I'll just pick all this up, put it back. Pick it up, and put it back. Pick it up, and put it back. There we go. And then the same up here. Let's just rip it up. And put it back. Oh, no. I do actually want you to pick it up, please. Including that section. Maybe it would have been faster to do that by hand. Okay. There. There. And then just... here. Oh, wait. Actually, let's redo some of that. Whoopsie. I got a little carried away. There we go. Okay, what's left up here? So, this needs to go up until right there. Okay. That should be all clean now. Does this come out clean? It does. I have so much copper ore on me. But, oh well. Away it goes. Funny enough, it's actually reversed now. That could technically be a problem. Since I just shoved it full of copper, it would clog again, so... let's actually do that. And everything should be okay now. I can't help but notice we still don't have this backing up, though there is 3,000. So maybe it's backing up just slightly. It keeps flickering between 3.3 and 3.4. Hard to tell ya. Are these running? These are not running constantly, which means at the very least we don't have the pipes full enough to keep the transfer rate up. Oh, but of course these aren't built yet. Okay. This, I just noticed, was backwards. Okay. Did that cement delivery ever come in? Do I have my bricks yet? I don't have my bricks yet. Why not? Where's cement? Or concrete, rather. So, it looks like it's already been here and gone. Nope, there's a train backlog. How have the trains gotten stuck? And, like, stuck way out here. So, this train's trying to go that way. I believe this is more signal problem. I believe my, T intersection has bad signals on it. In fact, maybe that's... Since I've been struggling to find something to do to kick off the day, let me come up here and correct that intersection. Because the whole problem... let me bring it back. There we are. Then zoom in. Zoom out as far as I can. There we go. So the whole problem here... that is perfectly on the edge of radar view, which is a little annoying, but whatever, it is what it is. So the whole problem here is that I have rail signals on the outbound face that are chains instead of regular rail signals. So like this one right here really should be a regular signal. And then the same here. And then there's one down here, but that's going to be a bit of a challenge to find, because all the trees are in the way. Hold on. If I take the blueprint out, and then rotate it around this way. Or is that... Okay, it's perfectly level on each side, and it's across from the power pole. So if I just come straight over this way, it's right there. Or at least it should be. Now let's come in here, go to rails, and let's update the intersection. Yes, okay. So that is better. Let's save that. And you know what? I've been meaning to come in here and update my rail intersection for forever, because it actually doesn't fit with my straight intersection. So since I'm already working on intersections anyway, let me come up here, go into this little blank spot around where I have science unloading, and I'm going to just work on that for like 3 minutes, get the get everything on the straight and the corners to line up. That way I can swap them around as I like. So let's grab a straight, because I like the way that the straight is, but it's the one that's going to have to change. Because of the way that the corners are, some of the stuff where the straights are, the corner rails to make the turn are in the way. So let's just chop all this down. My personal bots will probably be busy for a minute, but I think I'm outside of build range of the base, which is kind of semi-intentional. You guys got this. While I am sitting here, let me see if I can force a copper delivery into brass. Not really, no. What? No oxygen? Oh, I did cut the pipe here, and there's no brass pipe, of course. Of course. That'll get placed, though. Yeah. Wonder where the remaining brass pipe is, because I can't help but notice there's one brass pipe somewhere that's missing. Oh well. Oh, this is connected. Okay, sure. The base bots are gonna get a little confused in here. I guess that's fine. Maybe I'll connect it to power. No, that makes no sense. Okay. Yeah, let's rework this. So this is the new turn, and I believe this is all good. It's got the correct rail signals coming out, chain signals coming in. Yes, everywhere is all good. What I want to do is rip out this stuff right here, including all the turns. I want to try and keep the straight rail signal where it is. Get rid of all of these chains. Move that over there. And with the turn, could I put a regular signal there? No. If I put a regular signal there, then I couldn't stamp a turn over top of it. So where could I put a regular rail signal then? I guess it's fine with it just being here. In which case I could just break this one. And I think that's perfectly okay. Like, it's a little weird, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that should cause us any trouble. We still have straight rails going this way and a straight rail going this way, and they each have enough room for a full train. That's all you really want on a straight rail. And if I do it this way, then I can just stamp a turn over top of it, and it will just work. So let's just go with that. So come into here, grab the straight, overwrite the blueprint, and here's the new straight rail blueprint. Good. So the last one to do is let's get the turn in here. Does the turn work? So the turn in would try to delete both of the rails, replace them with chain signals, but that's how the old turn was. So I pretty much just want to stamp this down, and then change this back to a regular rail signal, and then replace the blueprint. And this actually should stay, because I would like to have a stacker here or other stuff afterwards, so this is correct, that's fine. Yeah, so all this is good. And let's just replace this blueprint. Okay, that should be all of those blueprints taken care of. And who knows, maybe I'll find more problems later on, but I've known about these issues for like 2-3 weeks now, and I haven't done anything about it, and I figured it was long since time to get that fixed. So let's head back into somewhere with logistics coverage so I can go into map view without any issue, and I'll go and just stamp over all of my rails, I guess. So let's see. Yeah, I'll just come right down this way. Stand at the bottom of the bot mall here. And let's fix the rails. So replace that. Flip to straight. Wherever straight might be. Why is that asking me to do stuff? Oh, because it's over water. Okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. And then T intersection. There you are. Back to straight. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. 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 I'm sure this is riveting to watch, but it just needs to happen. It's been far too long in the making. and then you are a P. And where does that get me? I'm not that concerned about updating the parts to the left. They should be fine. There's not much congestion that way. But I do want to update the parts coming off this way. There's another T. We were missing a roboport here anyway, somehow. That's odd. Did not mean to put the blueprint away. There's the straight. And keep it going. There you are. Curve, and yeah, that part is nothing, so that's fine. Come down here with another straight. And a turn, and a station. Oh, that's a T station. Not a turn. There we are. Gotta come back for the station. I'm just trying to get any possible straight edges in. Okay, so all this is stationed through here. Gotta come back for that T. Okay. So T. Get all the T's in. Make sure they're all good. Don't remember if I did this straight or not, so let's just go ahead and put it down. Doesn't look like I did because the signals were green, so the signals had not been placed. And I won't do this for too much longer. I'm just trying to get the high traffic areas sorted out, because I do occasionally now keep getting train locks. And when your entire base is train-based, that's not very good. And then all this area down here. And I can't help but notice I'm actually literally out of probably normal rail signals. Just literally because I haven't been using them very much. There's a normal intersection. So let's get those popped down here and there. And there are a couple straight sections, but I believe the straight sections are fine. I have no problem with them. It's really only the T intersections that are issues. And I think that's just about everything. I didn't get these over here like I said, but whatever. I guess I'll swap them. And I think that's everything. Yeah. At the very least, that should be enough to get the trains unstuck. Speaking of which, did I ever get those first trains that were stuck moving? Well, this guy wants to go down. He may actually just be legitimately missignaled, though. He's trying to get into tinned wire. Yes, this bottom rail just doesn't actually have signals. So let's fix that. Whoops. You are chain, and then you are regular. There we are. Hopefully I didn't make that same mistake anywhere else. I certainly did. I figured I'd probably copy and pasted that a time or two. And I certainly did. Yep, down here as well. Okay. Anything over here? Yeah, that has signals even though you can barely see through the trees. It is there. The top part doesn't though. I probably rotated you, that would make a lot of sense. So let's have a chain signal coming back and then a regular going in. This guy is the same way, because once again, I'm sure I just copy and pasted it. And these all look okay. I say look okay because they're only 2 splits, and 2 splits are pretty easy. Not to mention these have been running for quite a bit, so if there were problems in there, I'd likely have noticed. I'm missing almost 40 regular rail signals, so maybe I will help the bots along there and just throw those in. You know, I should have learned my lesson by now. Let me find a large storage chest somewhere. In fact, let me make storage silo. And just throw you down here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where I want this to go. Let's say literally just like right here next to steel. Sure. And rail signals in. There you go. Go have fun, guys. And as long as it shows being picked up in here, so it's not missing, then I can go ahead and turn personals back on, and I will get slowly resupplied without having to worry about them bringing my own signals back to me. Here's some brass sitting in the train. I think I will go ahead and send that since nothing more is coming in, unless I can force a copper supply. There is like some copper here. Maybe I will try and force a little bit more copper into here. Realize doing this is stealing copper from other places that also want copper, but right now nothing is more important than the brass. So I'm just gonna wait until it's past all the other copper stops, which I believe is like right here. So once it's past here, I can just send it to unloading, and there we go. And that will hopefully be enough copper that I don't even have to manually send the train off. I don't know about that though. Hopefully. Oh, but you know, it might actually try and send that train into science instead of the main base. Because this is also requesting brass, and it is going to be requesting with a priority 100, just like the main base is. I was trying to think if I wanted to artificially change that, like add more priority to the main base or anything like that, but I think that's probably a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. So instead, I'll just, like, count the 10, and then send the train, and however much brass it has is however much brass it has, and I'll live with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In you go. This still never got placed. Yeah. I will handcraft that, it's just that I myself don't have the supplies to handcraft stuff right now, which is a little unfortunate. Previously I was waiting on those concrete bricks, which I can only hope I have now. I should actually probably look at that. I literally just saw a bot flying by with one, so yes, they are on their way. They're being produced, at least. Is that the brass train? It is. Just because I sent it here, but then actually didn't tell it to go to the station. And there we go. Beautiful, beautiful brass. Okay. So the assumption is that's going to finally get us making some stuff. Even though we are missing a lot of resources in here. Actually, something I'm trying to craft is taking titanium plate. I don't even make titanium plate yet. That's weird. I wonder what I set up that needs titanium plate. Actually, looking in here, again, I wish there was a way to make this bigger. It's trying to request lead, but doesn't have lead. I do have lead coming in. Yes. I do. Where's the lead train? Yeah, there's just no lead. Okay. No lead ingot. And absolutely no lead ore. Of any kind. Okay. Well, that's gonna be rubite, isn't it? Oh boy. Why not? Okay, because there's no nitric acid at all. Okay. So why is there no nitric acid? Nitric acid's gonna be made around the wastewater processing area. Yeah, here's sodium nitrate. It's sure going through it. We're up to 119k sodium nitrate. I do have voiding set up for this wastewater, actually. Yes, I do, okay. Just because that's probably going to become a problem soon, because I'm going to fill this whole warehouse and then not be able to process anymore. So we are filling on nitrogen monoxide, it looks like. I think nitrogen monoxide has to be combined with oxygen to be turned into nitrogen dioxide, which is what we actually make use of. And looking, trying to find the acid setup somewhere. Also, this is all connected, yes, okay. I didn't break anything, all good. Yes, you take monoxide, turn you into dioxide, but the dioxide is actually what's backing up over here. Okay, but then still the question remains, where do I make acid? There you are. Okay. You are making, you're producing, way down there. Am I loading? I have nitric acid in the tank, just not a lot. Equal chance you didn't get my message, haven't read it yet, or YouTube is bugging out enough I didn't hear you say anything about it. Which one? Last thing that I can see from you is about half an hour ago. Hydrofluoric, hydrochloric, nitric. Okay, nitric acid is full, man. Did I cut the line somewhere? Hold on. That must be the case. The line must just be cut. Wait, what? It's not hooked in. Hold on. Okay, where are the acids? So here's the acid. What? It's just not it's never been connected. Excuse me? What? Okay. Well, that would be why it's not working. I've located the issue. Let's just get this running in. right here. There we are. And copper pipe, as I have learned my lesson. By the way, let me just type that message out instead and see how that is. That's connected. Okay. I mean, all I can do is wait for the bots to bring that in, but I think that should be enough. This is copper pipe. Copper pipe should get connected, even though I'm missing one brass pipe somewhere. Oh yeah, do I actually put brass in a chest anywhere anymore? I don't. That's gonna be part of the problem. All this brass is coming in, but then it isn't actually going anywhere. What I should do is I should get the research for logistics warehouses. That's going to be related. There we are. How much science? 75. I'm not going to have 75 pink science, but I will give it a try. Where is my science area? Yeah, I have literally none. And they're waiting on brass. Of course they're waiting on brass. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, I suppose what I should do is just find somewhere convenient. So where's brass unloading? That would be you, correct? You are brass. Here's where brass comes up. Just follow the line. And somewhere up this way, I will just temporarily put brass in a chest. I think that's just my best course of action. Just like right here. There we are. And I don't want to hog all the brass. Maybe just like that much. And hopefully that will go get placed without any issue. That would be why I'm missing so many brass things, though, is that the bots just literally don't have a way to get brass. I can rip all of this up at this point. I don't need any of this. Yeah, I'll leave all that there, because why not, but none of this is useful anymore. Yeah, all of this can go. I'm just trying to be careful not to cut anything that might be important. Like this belt, for example, that's feeding carbon up to the bus is important. I also don't put alumina in a chest over here at aluminum processing, and that's probably something I should do. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I don't want to keep very much, just like I did at the main base. I'll probably just keep like 40. Yeah, that's fine with me. That's got power from the substation, all good. Did the bots ever get that one thing placed? This is all without power now. Do I care? Not really. That's all brass. Unfortunately, these are brass chests, so they hold more than a steel chest, which means I can't just pop a passive provider over top of them. So I probably do care in that case. So I'll just connect you to power and allow that to continue unloading, just whenever it wants. Okay, we do have brass in the chest, so that should be getting supplied. This guy should be requesting brass, I would assume. Yep. And so we should be making brass pipe. Okay, these have not been placed. Those are kind of important to me. I will probably go handcraft those. Let's get just brass pipe in there. I was contemplating just throwing my own brass pipe into this assembler and letting it go, but there's actually so many of these. I do still want to be a little specific. So let's turn off personal bots and just make a few. Let's start with that side, and then this side. And let's see, you are requesting not very much metal, actually. Yeah, like that's enough for 5 crafts, but that's still not very much. I may just manually increase this one. Let's say like 25 instead. Yeah, even then I don't know if that's a lot. Maybe I'm being weird about this. Let's just say like 100. Keep at least 100 in there. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to do the same with the gears down below, because I do have a whole setup for just gears right here. So this one as well, let's say you keep at least like 100. And there goes brass pipe. Okay. Unfortunately, the bots are bringing all the first ones to me, it seems, but let's hope they at least distribute them around a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. We got the first couple assemblers going down. So finally, the bot mall is going to start growing by itself a little bit. How's all this doing? Okay. So something I thought of in between this time and last time, just one of those like shower thought moments, is that it takes quite a long time to process through this uranium. This is not a very fast crafting process. And so I might want more centrifuges, but more than anything, I probably want to be buffering fuel cells. Just because it does look like I might be ever so slightly consuming them faster than I'm able to create them. But if I do, since this is mostly chance-based, if I do happen to have cells back up into here, I will stop